So, yeah, what's good? Welcome to the news. Yeah, who's ever told you before that if you just participated with them and hung out with them a little bit, that you could then get to fly, that they would give you the ability to fly? Oh, yeah, who's ever told you that before? Who's ever given you the conceptual ability to be able to just fly? Oh. Welcome to the news. Yeah, that's what you get in Dinky Tehc and Change4Games Studios world. You get the ability to fly. What do I mean by that? In essence, I mean that just from acknowledging that Change4Games Studios, the place exists in the sky, as an ice rink, as a sports arena, as a place for all people to be able to congregate, exists. That you then are given the wings from Dinky Tehc, the energy, to be able to mask yourself, and at the same time, it's like a costume that's able to fly like a transformer vehicle, and at the same time, it's like both, because it's like a vehicle, like a costume, and at the same time, it's like an actual vehicle, because it gives you the ability to move, and it's like a mask that you put around your body, because once you come to this realization, you not only get the physical and mental physical, and metaphysical, and digital, and physical, and digital ability to fly, but the reality becomes reality because the realization becomes real, because reality becomes transfixed and transposed and transpired and transmitted and transformed through the ability to realize, by realizing that it is real, that we are all connected in terms of a philanthropy energy grid, and this grid is real. It's a realistic item. It's called the economy, the global economy. It's a realistic spiritual finance and reality financial finance world that entails all people, and all people are connected through finance. Monetary energy is the current system, what they call that existing system, that is energy that binds all people as of now. Oh yeah, but the increased and improved mentality, philanthropy philosophy is one that entails philanthropy as the base, and it's called philanthropy energy. Oh yeah, it's called philanthropy energy, and that energy combines all people in the world, in the new world that is Change4Games Studios. Change4Games Studios is, like I said yesterday night, it is a ice rink that is in the sky. As of right now, this iteration, it falls upon all people to be able to entail more of this iteration, to be able to be built upon through all people being able to build upon it with each other and be able to build it like the Sims world, to be able to be together in this world that's fictitious but also real. As of now, it's real because Change4Games Studios exists. It's real because Dinky Tehc is leading the way by making this game world exist. It's real because making this acknowledgement like a church, like Change4Games Studios is like a church. It's like a sacred place. It's like a mental space. And Dinky Tehc is also the is also the place that is the energy that's within the space of the place that is the church. And it's also the energy that's the mindset that's the religion within the church. And it's something that needs to be followed. It's like the text that's within the church to be followed, to be able to be understood, that now, because you're following Dinky Tehc and the mindset within the church, which is Change4Games Studios, which is an ice rink that's in the sky, which was outlined yesterday as a generator that's also called a black hole sun. That is a generator that's within, and it's symbolic of the ice rink that's in the sky, that it's a generator that's generating power, that is philanthropy energy, that spans the whole scope and scape of the whole entire world now, because this company exists. It's called Change4Games Studios, and it is, in essence, the development and the invention of, underneath the surface of the symbolic ice rink, that is two ice rinks together, that is this black hole sun generator that is in the sky, that exists as a power generator that is underneath the ice rinks, that is symbolic and metaphorical for the generating ice rink that's in the sky, to be able to have the pipes and the engineered systematization underneath the ice rink, to be able to develop an ongoing source for philanthropic energy. It is a new form of monetary energy that exists within the sky, and it is called philanthropy energy, and it is called a philanthropic energy grid that exists within the sky, and it exists underneath the pipelines of a fictitious and fake but real metaphorical ice rink that is within the sky. It's two ice rinks within the sky under one roof, and it is in the sky as of right now. It is the initial symbolic metaphor in the sky. This ice rink is in the sky, and underneath the ice rink is the philanthropy energy machine that is manifested and developed through the actions that are on top of the ice rink that are happening, that are people playing games, that are games for change, and they're change for games. It's change for games that is happening on top of the ice rink, and that is why it is called Change for Games, because this environment happens in the sky. So therefore, by you acknowledging that this environment exists, you therefore get to fly. You get to fly in the sky, because just by acknowledging this exists, this metaphor takes you off of your feet, and it gets you to hang out with Dinky Tehc that is in the sky, that is within this metaverse, so to speak, this alternate universe, so to speak, that is in the sky, that is floating in us, and so you get to float too just by acknowledging it, and therefore you get the perk of floating and flying like everybody always wanted to do, has always wanted to do. Everybody who doesn't want that ability to be able to do that, to be able to fly and flow with the metaverse and with the universe and this space that is above ground in this place, that is a way that you get to also be whoever you want to be. That is also a space and a universe, and it is bound not by actual space and time that is known in the normal space and time that is known in our physical world in terms of space and time, but it is boundless because it is within your mind. So therefore you're able to extend the space into a limitless space that is not bound by square footage like in the real estate world, like in the normal planet Earth sort of landscape and space that is known by most people to be finite square footage, because this is in your mind, and it's within all people's minds, this ability to grasp the instance of having a mind and a mentality that is not bound by space and time, that is confined like it is with square footage, that is confined, unfortunately, by a confined amount of space and land that is within our global nature, within the physical space on the physical earth, that is contrasting the space that I'm referring to, that is Change4Games Studios, that is a metaphysical place that is within yourself. It's a place within yourself, within the sky, and it is both of those things. So therefore, by acknowledging it, by understanding it, that is there, that is now there, because Change4Games Studios is there for you at all given times, and Dinky Tehc is there to lead you the way there, that you not only get to be who you want to be, that you not only get to be the person that you want to be through a personal brand that is yours, and everybody's obligated to have a personal brand and be a personal brand, because it's the realization that they already are a personal brand in this world, this consistent physical world that exists as of now. Everybody is a physical personal brand already. It's just the realization that they already are to begin with, to be able to then transpose that and transfix that and transfigure that into the mentality and the conceptualization that they are now in the Change4Games Studios realm, that they are being led by Dinky Tehc in this podcast to be able to know what is next in their mentality, not only the ability to fly, but they also get a vehicle to be able to fly, and that also is Dinky Tehc giving them that ability, because that's just an ability to be able to acknowledge the ability that they already had to have that ability to begin with. It's called a business vehicle, and every company that's in the world is flying around in a business vehicle as of right now, and they are all guided by different guides at the end of every guide, mostly by monetary energy, and that monetary energy leads to many, many dead ends, which leads to many, many dead ends within business vehicles that are dead business vehicles in the business world as of now, because monetary energy leads to dead ends many times because it does not have the continuous continuity that philanthropy energy has. Philanthropy energy is the leading vehicle energy in the new world that is Change4Games Studios, the new business world that is an ice rink in the sky for right now, that needs to be reiterated upon with all people and reconfigured and pivoted upon and pivoted within in the sky, so the new people in the sky are able to reconfix and reconfigure new energy with all of the games that are being played on top of the ice rink that actually extends to no bounds, to the ends of all ends of the earth and beyond that, because it is not bound by space and time, because it can extend beyond the square feet that is within our physical space, within the planet of Earth in terms of physical space on top of the earth, and it extends beyond all of the physical real estate that exists in terms of land that is on top of the planet Earth, as it is known as we speak at the given time as of now. And so with that in mind, with that internalized, that it is possible to not only fly, but your business vehicle is also able to fly, and you get to be whatever you want. Anybody gets to be whatever they want in this verse, in this universe type space, where you then are now interacting in this space where you are exactly who and whatever it is that you want. But the catch is that you have to do something philanthropic, and the vehicle that you have has to be driving to a philanthropic result to be able to participate in the Change4Games Studios verse universe situation, where you now are part of this church. At the same time, it is like a church. Church is a symbol for a symbolic space, a spiritual place, and a symbolic space and place that is also a combination of a business, church, spiritual place that has nothing to do with any past religions that have ever existed in the past, and it has nothing to do with religion as it is known at all. As the term is known in its own known past configured ways and past connected definitions at all, by any stretch or means. It's a brand new definition for church, which is just a spiritual space and place to be able to recognize and acknowledge spirituality within the soul that has nothing to do with any past religions ever. It's just about reconfiguring that mentality and reconfiguring energy within, and reconfiguring monetary energy as we know it, and reconfiguring all time and personal physical energy that's within a personal physical energy space that's exerted in a day-to-day basis in terms of a human being, as well as time in of itself, as well as attention. All of those energies that are within human beings, as well as existing philanthropy energy, which is entailing intention for people to want to use philanthropy energy for good use, as it is in today's economy and ecosystem, but it goes to waste in many instances. That ability and that interest to use philanthropy energy goes to waste in many instances because people don't know where and how to exert that energy, or where to place that energy, or where to put that energy. So this new business vehicle, this new ability, this new floating shoes that you get from Dinky Tehc in the new universe that is Change4Games Studios, gives you all of those things by synthesizing and connecting everybody from a bad, negative, not positive system that is monetary energy fueled, the monetary energy system of the past, and it updates it into a new philanthropy energy fueled system into the future, where every human is now connected to the philanthropy energy grid, which is endless, boundless energy, which connects to the philanthropy energy grid, which is renewable, recyclable, perpetual energy that recycles underneath the surface of the ice skating rink that is in the sky, that is Change4Games Studios, that is indicative of the first ground space that is meant for all games to be played, all games for change to be able to be occurring, and all change for games to be able to be happening. So everybody goes up into the ice rink now that you can fly and you can float, and you change for games. You change into your clothes, you go into the locker room in this ice rink in the sky, and you go and you get ready to play this metaphysical game of hockey, which is also known as voluntourism in this new world of Change4Games Studios, because we're transforming the game of entrepreneurship. So everybody's realizing the game of entrepreneurship, and they are an entrepreneur, and everybody's realizing they're an entrepreneur. So therefore, they're also an investor, because you must invest your attention, you must invest your time, you must invest the resources that you have wisely so that your vehicle is able to perpetually exist and flow and float in the directions that it needs to. And all entrepreneurs are trying to fulfill the goals that they're trying to fulfill, except in the old negative system where it's propelled by monetary energy that is negative, and it leads to dead ends in many instances. Whereas with the mentality cleanse that Dinky Tehc is offering with the Dinky Tehc energy, that it is the ability to be able to focus upon philanthropy energy as the primary focus and purpose for the Change4Games Studios the Change4Games Studios environment to exist, so that all people are led purely and significantly through the global philanthropy energy grid that is energy that connects through electricity, all people through electricity that's made with colors of all kinds, to be able to connect all people and humans and their hearts and their abilities to connect philanthropy through philanthropic good, through philanthropic means, philanthropy energy through all people and all humans, which it already vibrationally is connecting all humans through that energy to begin with. That's what connects families, it's what connects societies, it's what connects cultures, it's what connects businesses as we know it, it's what develops success within businesses as we know it, it's what develops growth within humanity as we know it, it's what develops, that's the energy that connects growth as a whole and advances humanity as a whole as we know it. It's asset energy. It is AKA asset energy. That asset energy is what carries good nature and good energy forward so that things grow. You cannot grow things from a negative. It is the definition of the asset energy. So therefore, that is what Dinky Tehc stands for. It is what it is representative of, is the leading indication energy guiding people and all people to the water, the endless water that is within the new world that is starting at the spigot of Dinky Tehc and Change4Games Studios, because the spigot starts within the current location where you're at now. It is where we are now at, because the spigot is there. It's within the center of the ice rink, and it is what has flooded the ice rink to be able to make this new world ice rink, which is not always meant to be ice, but it is a new world ice rink, that it is a symbol for the new world games, that all games can be played. There's enough room for everybody on this ice rink. It spans through the extension of the world, and it expands beyond that, so that there's room for everybody in terms of including future people, and extending beyond that, so that it's boundless in terms of as many people as that needs to go on it as possible, so that philanthropy energy can flow, and the philanthropy energy grid can flow perpetually through that grid. And I've talked about in the past searching for that spigot, and we finally found the spigot, and it's underneath also the philanthropy energy pool that filled up the philanthropy energy ice rinks, and that's what's powering the philanthropy energy systems and the tubes and the tubules and the pipelines underneath the philanthropy energy ice rink. That is, everybody is floating and flowing upon now, floating and flowing upon now, because they can float upon it, because now you can fly, because you are acknowledging and realizing this ice rink exists. And so therefore you have to float to be able to participate with it, because it's in the sky. And so now you're in the sky because you have an imagination, and now your transposition is able to transpose you from the present state and present place and space of where you're at, and now being into the sky and floating on top of the ice rink with all your other fellow human beings that are all also, unfortunately or fortunately, connected by this philanthropy energy that connects all human beings by the forest of life through the interconnected, intertwining, small bits of roots that connect all human beings through vessels that are blood vessels within all of us, and connect us to nature through the trees and the vines and the veins that are within all the leaves, to then be able to connect all human beings. And that's all part of the philanthropic energy network root system that has to do with good compounding asset energy that's carrying our society forward in terms of growth, technology, and exponential compounding growth and interest, compounding interest also that has to do with compounding collective interests among all human beings to grow and be able to exist as well, and that therefore we are able to compassionately and passionately work together through the various means to be able to survive within our own means, which hopefully can add to the pot of being able to add to the global grid of the philanthropic energy grid, which we now are all a part of, and all a part of one world country, because we have to be all a part of one world country, because no matter what we do, we all are always part of one world country. And by working to look out for all human beings within humanity and the scope and the spectrum of human beings in all of humanity collectively as one humanity, we are stronger, and the strength of that humanity is so much stronger than any other single entity or organization or body or government within the global construct that exists in the current day and age today. And all given technology is just perpetually bringing that truth more so effectively, to make it more so apparent on a consistent day-to-day basis, because just like Change4Games Studios is trying to do, it's putting it right in front of your face so that you have the Dinky Tehc energy to be able to follow that energy and perpetually being able to grow yourself by being able to grow as part of a greater collective that has to do with all human energy being part of a greater collective that you are now a part of, because you witnessed this podcast and you witnessed the spout and the spigot being born and birthed based on that foundational energy that we were searching for under the earth a few podcasts ago. And now we're all here together, and now we need to spawn and propagate and percolate this philanthropy energy that's within all of us. And Dinky Tehc is leading the way, because he is a dog, he is a bat dog, he is a black lab dog that started out as a real dog, and now he's a spiritual philanthropic energy dog that also is a half bat, because that's part of the nature of how he had his origin story happen. So he's a half black lab and bat dog, so he can fly as well, and he had to lead the way obviously as well to the floating ice rink in the sky. And also he develops plants, and he plants plants all the time because he's dropping seeds all the time all over the world. So follow him, he's Dinky Tehc energy. Please continue to help propagate this mission and this process, and let's continue to build together like that video game The Sims. And this is a video game land as well, where videos are part of the process, and it's a partial film studio, partial music festival, and a partial amusement park. And all these things are inclusive within and inside the skating rink, on the outsides and and the side parts of the skating rink, of the ice rinks in the sky that exist, that is now Change4Games Studios, and there's a pro shop, and there's different items being invented and fun things for all people and shapes and sizes to be able to play as kids again now that we're all together collectively in this universe in the sky called Change4Games Studios, the fun ice rink where everybody's having fun like they would when they were kids. Yeah, so thanks again, Dinky Tehc. Peace, bye. Peace, bye, bye.